Yeah. And I think if there is someone to ban Milio against, it could be Woody, because he kind of prefers his range supports. And I think they synergize really well with what Waku likes to play. You know, if he goes for the likes of the Lucian Milio. And there it is, second ban.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Woody strikes me more than pretty much anyone else in the league, I think, as an enchanter. He prefers the enchanters.
He is Waku's slave.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, I want to say one more thing about BYG, is their team does seem fairly resource heavy. Like, Kongyue likes to get himself a lot of gold. Now Betty as well needs a lot of gold to perform, and obviously just being an 80 carry. But Lakai up in top tends to play a lot of sort of carry champs. He plays a lot of Jax. I think if Jax is open, he's usually the one that just immediately takes it. Seems like he feels extremely confident on that, but those are champions that all really need a lot of gold to get going, which can be a problem, especially when you are going up against these other teams that have more of a balanced sort of distribution of gold. Obviously, RZ never really requiring all that much. So far, Maple as well. I have to see, though, the bans have all mostly come through. Nico is going to be banned. LeBlanc still has been left open. Now, PSG have constantly left the Nico or the LeBlanc open quite often, so they feel quite comfortable taking those away.
Yeah, so this most likely will just be a Tristana or LeBlanc first pick. Should be the Tristana, I think. Something real interesting here, I think, is banning Maokai Sedge on blue side. I wonder if that's because Kongyue feels so confident if he goes down to kind of that second tier of junglers, you know, the likes of the Wukong.
It definitely looks good on the Wukong.
Yeah. Ooh, so will it be a Kai'Sa first pick instead? And then just be happy with whichever of Tristana or LeBlanc you get?
This Betty guy loves Kai'Sa.
Yeah.
I really hope we don't see Duskblade Void stuff, though.
No, he lost on that. He won't do it again.
I hope not. Okay. Oh, this could be exciting.
Yeah.
I think someone like Maple on the LeBlanc. Now, LeBlanc always looks like it's doing a lot, but that's just because it's really hard to die on and it's really easy to do damage on.
Yeah. I think it is important because, like, while you can play the AD... Ooh, going back to the Tristana. I like the Tristana better because I think it does one on LeBlanc. What I was going to say is I feel like a lot of the LeBlanc players, when they start playing Shiv, if they weren't great at LeBlanc before, they end up just dealing damage with the autos. When you still, as you get more AP, you still deal a lot of damage with your combos. And I haven't seen that as much, but I think Tristana Poppy, that's a great one too.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Jinjia now pilot this Poppy. I believe this will be his first game on it, if I'm not incorrect. And currently, Annie the Hover is a fairly safe pick, but shouldn't do too well into the Tristana. We saw it earlier today, and Pretender on the Annie did do fairly well, but it was against West Point. And even then, Dooley certainly held his own.
Now, something about this Poppy is if Lakai does go towards his Jax, you can always send Poppy to top lane.
I don't want to see Olaf. I got PTSD for seeing PSG versus Olaf. At MSI, they got double killed level 1 by it.
Was that Adam's Olaf?
Yeah, it was. He just ran into blue buff and killed. Well, I think he got a solo kill, but then got like flash off of RZ or something. It was ridiculous.
The Renekton is locked in, doesn't have the Sejuani, and I feel like Renekton without Sedge is still strong, has a 90% win rate here in the PCS, but it kind of reaches that next level with Sedge. And we'll see the Gragas into Renekton for the second time today. And I'm curious to see, you know, will he go down 30 CS? Oh, please go to the Gragas. I want to see how the matchup is meant to go. But instead, it looks like we will go towards that Cassante.
This is also the second time.
True.
Oh, I hope RZ doesn't go first item Bramble.
No, he won't.
He will, man. They all do.
We trust in Arja. He will build properly.
All right. I believe you. Now, bans. Okay, so supports could be where we head towards with these bans. There is a lot of powerful supports left up. Rakan's still open. There is obviously the Ral, the Nautilus, and the Leona. I don't think all 4 of them will be banned, but certainly could be an avenue to look down.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult to get rid of all of them. We'll see, though. And I wonder what PSG are going to look for in their 4-5. BYG, I expect them to ban probably the Xayah here. I mean, I guess they could target supports as well, but I feel like taking away a little bit of Waku's power could be in their best interests. And you have to feel like Xayah is an obvious place. The Varus, I don't get the Varus. I mean, I guess
Waku's not even really a Varus player.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't even think he would pick it, and I feel like it's a bait pick. You know, I feel like it's one of those champs that is very good in scrims, but on stage just consistently falls flat. But hey, they respect it. They take it away. I mean, maybe they're scared of something like Varus Karma.
I want to say, that Varus pick seems even worse when you consider all 3 picks for PSG currently are AD.
Yeah.
You could go, obviously, the AP Varus, but that just doesn't seem like a Wako type B.
No. I think, yeah, it feels very odd to me. Really feels like they're scared of some really strong bot lane like Varus Karma, but either way, I think it might be too much respect paid to the side of PSG. What will be this next ban though? Wukong was banned away from Kongyue, so they didn't double ban melee supports. That's going to make Kongyue's job a little bit difficult. Okay, they take away the Rakan, which sort of weakens the Xayah at least.
Is it just going to be this Tristana AD carry? Would it be the second time we see it today?
I would be surprised, but I guess like they could pick a good matchup into Annie.
They could, in theory, still be Cassante mid as well. In theory, at a stretch.
Can beat Poppy top as well. Okay.
Okay, it is the Tristana AD carry.
Yeah, I kind of like this. I mean, this allows you to get LeBlanc in, again, a fairly good matchup. And, okay, so we're going to see that Tristana bot. And the Poppy obviously confirmed jungle.
Nautilus expected to be locked in here. Probably the best AD carry. I've said that a lot, but it is truly such a nice lane when you get to play Kai'Sa alongside a Nautilus.
Yeah. Okay, and what will we look for in the jungle for Kongyue? I mean, we're kind of running out of options. Will we see him go towards the Pantheon? Feels like it's a pretty awful game for it. Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't... I mean, it's exciting.
No.
We saw him play this yesterday and he lost his team the game.
Yeah, I don't know. There really aren't many jungle options available. Like, I feel like you might be forced onto Viego here, but it feels really bad. I feel like... Oh, it feels so difficult when you drop your jungler. Because this just... I think this is, again, a very hard game to play Viego. And I think Viego on stage is just such a bait pick.
Oh, man. I'm sick of this champ.
All right.
Ooh, we've
Renata.
seen... Yeah, Woody has played Renata at least last split, and it was really good.
Yeah, I feel like he's kind of the only guy
Compliments a lot
that
of
picks
dive.
it often. But yeah, I mean, I think it's really good in this game. Ooh, maybe some more engaged, though.
That's more likely, but the Renata would be interesting.
Yeah, maybe it's not that good with Triss, but they go over Leona in the end. So overall, I think I favor PSG's comp. They've got a lot of power picks, and I think they also tend to have winning lanes. Question marks, I think, mainly come down to, Betty on Kai'Sa, obviously is very good at the champ, maybe can put some chaos into the game. 1116, if we can get aggressive with these Annie ults. And Kongyue, we meme on the PCS Viego, but if it does get ahead, it's a very powerful champ. Again, I think it feels tough to play it up against this comp, but look, they have ways to snowball if they can get ahead.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard, I think, for Kongyue to reach Maple or Wako to get the resets on them. And then Junjie, Arze, and Woody on these absolute mega tanks aren't going to be going down particularly quickly, especially in the earlier stages of the game. Maybe once Kai'Sa hits 3-4 items, can look at taking out those guys, but I don't know, it feels pretty hard, at least at this stage. Definitely favor PSG. But again, I think I'm most excited to see this bot lane. It looks, to me at least, like the Leona Tristana can be an extremely aggressive lane, given the right scenario. Nautilus Kai'Sa can be as well, but perhaps a little bit less explosive.
Yeah. I'm really liking the Tristana as a flex, because I think it allows you to get that LeBlanc a lot easier. And Tristana obviously is just a strong champ as well, and it means that if you do get 80 carries banned out in that second phase, you're still kind of safe. I like the Poppy for that reason as well. It feels like there aren't that many viable flexes that get through the draft these days. The likes of Jace gets banned away quite often. And there just aren't that many other flexes, but flexes used to be a big thing. Not so much common these days, but there was a season, the Akali Aurelia season. I think that was season 8, was it? I can't remember which one, but flexes just non-stop. And then I think it was season 9, G2 also used flexes to great effect.
Top?
Yeah, that's the one. Halo Blades on the Kai'Sa.
All right, yeah, so, I mean, that doesn't tell us a whole lot, I guess.
Probably just says that he needs that laning power, right, to fight back against the Trist. Exhaust on Nautilus.
Okay.
Don't see that very often.
I guess it kind of makes sense just in their isolated 2v2, because it is most likely going to be the Leona and Tristana that have the more aggressive, bursty sort of duo lane. Kai'Sa Nautilus do have a bit of burst, but I don't think it compares to the Tristana Leona.
Minions have spawned.
Now junglers, looks like they're going to be starting opposite sides of the map.
This is interesting. I wonder why Kongyue would start bot, other than to do a 3-camp bot, maybe? Because it feels like top is almost an irrelevant lane here, right? But he's going to make his bot lane leash, and then path up. I mean, he might path down. We'll see where he goes after this. Could look for a 3-camp.
Yeah, there are some weird sort of jungle paths we've seen before, where it go like red up to your top side and then back down.
Yeah. No, we'll see.
Okay.
Looks like he will most likely just be clearing up. I mean, maybe just feels like the place he's going to have priority to secure a scuttle is going to be around topside. If the bot prio is that bad, though, a little worried for the bot lane. Well, we'll see. Junjia, though, I like what he's doing. This is going to path down and RJ.
Oh, hook lands onto Junjia. That's massive. So, sorry, not onto Junjia, onto Wako, but Wako's losing so much health.
Oh,
That's
he's
level
dead.
2 now. Wako is just going to be going down. First blood. 2 minutes and 20 seconds here for Betty.
Wow, and how good does that feel? Oh, another
Oh
hook.
my. Kyrus does not miss.
Wow, how is he hooking these? I mean, this is ridiculous. He's threading the needle both times, and look, the Nautilus needle is pretty big.
That is a huge needle.
He finds it, though, and wow, what an absolute start of the game. I think that's so big as well, because this is the side that Junjia wants to path to, and it's already losing. And Kongyue, he's pathing away from them, but they're in a great spot already. Big trades coming out mid from both sides. I want to see what is Betty going to buy here. So we get a replay of it. And this hook felt a little illegal, I think. Let's see it again. Ooh, okay, does manage to get it, and they're very close to hitting 2, just 1 creep off here, so they managed to hit it halfway through the fight. Nice order from Carriers, gets it. And they flash on to Wako before he has the opportunity to disengage.
Holds both sums, which... There's definitely a way out if you use sums, I feel.
Yeah.
I don't think it's worth holding your sums to give over first blood, particularly in this lane where you should probably be favored.
Looks like we will be going towards the Shiv of the Kai'Sa, so not going to see the AD Kai'Sa, which I think makes sense. Annie's not the greatest solo AP. And there's solid AD champs here as well, the VAU and the Renekton. Mid lane trades have been pretty even.
Yeah, I'm concerned for PSG now, though. It's going to be really hard to try and claw back in this bottom lane. Wako has found himself a bit of CS, but it certainly doesn't make up for... Oh, Junjia.
Oh, so
Junjia
annoying.
being an absolute pest.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling. Junglers
Good
need to
work by
get a
him, though.
life. Carries. This is a big wave built up against them. CS is in Wako's favor, but after this is cleared out, should be all evened up. And I still have faith in Maple to put on a big performance in this game.
Yeah, I think importantly, Kai'Sa is an AD carry that struggles to find a place to fit lifesteal into her build.
Yeah.
Especially if it is the AP, you're just not going to see any at all. It's kind of a trade where Maple will be trying to land poke onto Betty's Kai'Sa, and in return, Betty probably looking for some Ws to find back that health. But I do think it's important to note, because in previous games with the LeBlanc, there has been champs against it that can just build the lifesteal, and starts to feel okay when you get hit by that auto attack to just sustain back up.
Yeah. And I think PSG should be one of the best teams at using this LeBlanc, not only because Maple was a very good LeBlanc, even before the Shiv days, but also just as a team, they're very patient. And I think something you said earlier in the day is they're very good at playing around champion strengths. Like, what is this champion actually good at? And so I expect them to play very slow, very calm around the LeBlanc poke, as well as use the fact that LeBlanc does just get so much tempo in the side lane with the Shiv, and really use that to kind of win the game that way, rather than just taking this LeBlanc and playing a normal 5v5.
Absolutely. Now, I think for the first time today, we have a relatively even top lane.
Oh, look at the Ardra item.
Oh!
We're in heaven.
What a savant. Oh, I love this guy, man. Finally.
He
someone
hasn't fallen for their
realizes.
lies. Yeah.
Someone realizes that Bramble Vest does not stop Renekton from healing.
Surely this will be the start of it, right? Now everyone will see this game and be like, okay, no more Brambles.
Guess it depends on if people remember who they're drinking water with.
Or is it my Jinjia? He's got a lot of bot side river control here. He's going to take this pink out as well. It is resets coming in from the BYG bot lane. I wonder, will there be a dragon started up here? Could maybe look to it, but with your bot lane in a sort of item deficit, I probably wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah.
Looks like instead we'll be just playing towards the Herald coming up, minute 20. I think Herald for LeBlanc is pretty good as well. Just because once you get Shiv, you can take plates really easy just by shoving waves under tower. And also just getting your Shiv earlier with more gold feels really good too. I like Arja holding this.
Yeah.
It's really
doing a really
annoying
good
to
job.
Lakai. Carries this around mid, but ganking a LeBlanc is very, very tough.
If he had Bramble there, the minions would have been doing damage to themselves.
True.
Couldn't even do that.
Okay.
Now, I think for this dragon at least, fight should pretty much favor Beyond fairly handedly. And he should have a bit more power, at least, in the skirmish at this stage. As well as, honestly, this is a time of the game where Viego does kind of excel.
Yeah, looks like they will start it up. And I think you're fine with this as PSG. You've got some very good scaling, obviously, and if you can just play towards that Herald fight, I think it's better. Give Walker some time to scale. Honestly, more as a player than a champ.
Yeah, that guy is pretty crazy when it comes to late game team fighting.
Top lane's been relatively quiet. Ooh,
Yeah, I
say
think
that.
this is probably the most even we've seen it, I think, tonight, out of
Yeah.
every single matchup. And you are favoring the Renekton when it comes to the isolated 1v1. Renekton just a lot of power early game. So I think Arze staying relatively close, roughly 10 CS down, is not too bad. It's a lot easier for Cassante to find the items he needs to have impact than it is for Renekton, as Herald will be started here for Beyond. It is obviously going to be first rotation for Lakai, and it looks like with both of the duo lane moving up, it's just going to be given over to Beyond. But how many plates can they get? It might not. They might be able to get one, perhaps, with the usage of Tristana's bomb, as well as Junji is actually down here, and Kira's still up in that mid wave. This could be an opportunity for PSG to find something. Although Junji's location should be known now, and it looks like Annie's headed down.
Yeah.
They shouldn't know that Junji is this far in, though.
They should know his bot side. They should be able to respect, although...
Are they looking for... This could be an opportunity.
Yeah.
LeBlanc, not a lot of damage, though, would be the biggest problem.
It does have the CC, but maybe they just get mid-prior and then walk bot with it? We'll see. But, I mean, maybe BYG are just going to get this Herald for free. Doesn't seem like any trade will come out.
Yeah, it looks like Junji is just doing laps. Gonna go head back to his jungle now and start working towards getting some farm, get towards some of those items. I think all things considered, after dying for first blood, PSG have done a good job at just neutralizing now this bot lane. A lot of other bot lanes we've seen in this league would lose that first blood and it sort of just snowballs out of control immediately, so
Yeah.
good to see the restraint from doing that, as Wako's actually picking himself up 2 plates potentially here.
Yeah, it's a nice little bit of gold traded back. Still though, BYG, they kind of have gold in waiting with this Herald, as well as that first drag picked up. Obviously it's pretty good. I wonder, Maple, he should be sitting on a lot of gold as well. Has his TP coming up soon. So we're getting closer to that Herald.
Oh, dodges out, nice.
Stun, yeah, it was nice. I wonder if Annie's going towards the Leandries. Oh, should hit a chain.
Oh, misses it.
Does go wide.
If that lands, there was a chance to at least get that flash. Ongway now in the area.
Nice
Oh,
poke.
this is how you play it.
I wonder, does he have points in Q? I think he should. Feels like it's doing a lot of damage, so he probably
Yeah.
has at least 3 points in it. And I think, yeah, this is the real strength of LeBlanc before the Shiv. After the Shiv, obviously, is where you come online, but even before that, at this point in the lane, starts to have a lot of threat.
Maple playing perfectly around Annie's range as well. Very talented mid laner.
He's
Now,
pretty good. Shiv completed for Kai'Sa.
Oh, and
And
LeBlanc.
LeBlanc,
Okay,
okay.
important.
Yeah.
A massive item break point now. A lot of power now given over to this mid laner. Both teleports committed. Junjie should have seen these two roaming around, so Maple fairly wise to it. Although, that is massive.
Yeah, he
Maple
goes back
turning
in.
around.
What a chat.
He's not done.
Wait.
He's going to be stunned up. He's inting. Actually, flash away. Oh my, that is a disaster.
Yeah, he is inting. You know, I'm pretty sure he had that second W ready for the Viego stun. I'm pretty sure he just didn't use it.
Yeah, that...
Because he used his first dash to get away from the anti-flash, and he had the other W the whole time. So I actually like going back in, wasting the Viego's time, but he just doesn't use W and is really, really punished for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Perhaps an uncharacteristic mistake, but again, that's a second kill found now beyond. Fairly comfortable, 1.5k gold lead. Definitely not over by any means, but certainly started to head towards perhaps a good result for themselves.
And we'll see it here. Obviously, he's very aware that Keres is here because he shows on the ward. Maybe he isn't aware that Kongyue is here, but either way, you know, really good. Okay, so this is one dash used. Has the W, but he just doesn't use it. And he has so long as well.
Yeah, so he should have ult available, right?
Well, he used ult before.
Oh, right.
He used the alt dash, but he has the W.
Right.
And yeah, he
Weird.
just didn't use it.
And that's as soon as he teleported too, which is the worst time to die.
Yeah, for sure. Herald went down on mid as well.
Damn.
Wasn't the... Actually, that plate is still up. It's 4 plates on that tower over there. That last plate must be about 1 HP from being taken. And hopefully BYG can get that before 14 minutes.
Right, second dragon now. 6 is hit here, so both ults available for the supports. Now, Static Shiv is completed, so a bit of power given back to PSG, but Triforce is done here for Kongyue, which gives him a lot of power, especially when you consider it's only the Bramble and Merc Treads for Junjie. But they're patiently waiting. They're not letting Kongyue clear any of this vision. Maple headed down now. Wako just happily clearing minions, but it's actually going to be Woody who starts off, looks onto Keres. That's going to be flash committed, but Betty is the real target. Knock up from Junjie. A lot of damage is going to come down in the depth charge for Wako. Teleport coming in, but Buster Shot's available.
Oh, gets cancelled.
Oh, gets cancelled. Nice job there from us. I don't even know. I feel like Wako could have just bashed Lakai into that tower with his ult.
Yeah, maybe. I think Ida probably just felt the need to cancel it. You know, it's difficult to watch the fight and cancel the TP at the same time. And it's not often that you let a TP go through, even if it's good, just because it's honestly quite hard to tell in the moment. But I think you're right. You know, maybe would have just been Lakai going down. Although had the flash, so might have just immediately flashed forward and stunned up Wako. I guess he had the cleanse. A lot of hypotheticals, not too sure how it would have gone, but PSG starting this one up. And I'm not sure this is theirs. I mean, Lakai's down here. Ajay, he has to TP if PSG want to fight.
I think Aze will. There is a nice ward. Okay, he's just going to TP to the vision ward. They are going to get this dragon, but doesn't cost him anything. Junjie going in immediately, and Aze as well. Maple on the side here. Maple's going to have to find some damage if they actually want to contest this, but for now it looks like PSG just trying to get away. Good timing on that flash to ensure Betty cannot pick up the kill on this Poppy, so it is just the dragon going down, as well as Poppy's flash, which you don't feel too bad about. Hex flash is available.
I am pretty surprised that PSG felt the need to so hard contest that. Feels like they probably should have just waited for second items to come through across the board. That being said, they did actually get the drag, so they buy themselves more time to scale if they want it, and the ability to kind of give up the next drag for a trade again if they want. So they get a lot of choices with that.
Herald up. 1116 is bot lane with teleport, whereas Wako does not have that available for himself. But as the Tristana, you should feel pretty safe just farming back here. Getting yourself some items, getting those power spikes. Kraken Slayer is completed. Kongyue will be picking up this Rift Herald. I feel like middle lane, likely the target for that one, as it is fairly low on health. Ping's already coming down onto it, actually.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Wako getting a lot for himself, though. This is first Blood Tower.
Oh yeah, so it is. It's going to be a lot of gold traded back. And on to exactly who you want it to be on.
Yeah.
Now with the Shiv, can Maple defend? Probably not. Oh, Shiv doesn't clear out the Herald.
Yeah, but that minion wave was absolutely denied. And importantly, none of this gold will go on to Betty.
Yeah, that's pretty key as well. Now BYG, will they set their eyes on this top tower? It's pretty tanky. I don't think you can dive Arja, so at least for now, game will go back to being pretty slow.
Static Shiv Wars in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's so sad when you see two people with Shiv and they can't interact with each other whatsoever. Just slows down the game a lot. Makes it very hard to make stuff happen. That being said, once you get in the side lanes, you can maybe make an argument that it speeds up the game, because it's so easy to just push a side wave and then get that tempo to move and look for a fight. Maybe look for a dive on that mid lane. Jinjia very aggressive in this bot side. I think Lakai probably too tanky to deal with, at least this early.
I like watching the minimap when you see like Maple or Betty in that side lane, because you just see a line of minions come up and then it gets auto-attacked once and the entire red line just disappears. Pressure around this top lane now though. It is 3 members strong, whereas PSG, most of their focus actually around this middle lane.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe, is there any trade that can come out? It doesn't look like it. I mean, PSG, they're going to try, maybe trade the top side vision.
PSG looking aggressive.
They need to be careful here. I'm not sure if they should be here.
Okay, then we'll get a good bit of a chunk there. Have to be careful. 1116 does have both Flash and Tibbers available, and I think that is probably the most reliable form of engage that Beyond do have.
Yeah. Now, back towards those side lanes. Gonna be content just farming up. And this is kind of PSG's comfort zone. You know, even if they don't get ahead early game, as long as they're relatively even, when it comes to the team fights, they're just so good at executing that they normally just win from there. Now, BYG, I think they're also very good at skirmishing. And in fact, you know, they're not one of those teams like Frank or CFO that you expect to see with a giant lead and kind of need that lead to close it out almost.
Yeah.
I think BYG, they are just, you know, obviously we're a pretty different team last split, but at least this split so far have just honestly shown very good execution.
Yeah, absolutely. Jinjia possibly caught out here. Nice usage of that Rift Scuttle to be able to back out. Obviously no Flash available yet.
He's got the Triforce. Now, if Viego can get a bit tankier before the next fight, I could see him being useful. Because the trouble we run into is Viego, he kind of needs to build a damage item first, but if he dies at this critical point before he gets tanky, he never gets the gold to get there, right? Because it's very hard to get gold as a jungler in the mid game in competitive, because your greedy carries just steal the camps, as they should.
Yeah. Look at 1116 second item.
Second item Void, yeah, I guess he has to. There's just so much magic resist already, 3 Mercs, and even more coming through, more magic resist. It does suck though. I am surprised he went for Ludens rather than Leandries.
I'm kind of surprised out of all the people who went Mercs, it wasn't Woody.
I mean, what does he have secondary? He could have Legend Tenacity.
I think generally you go green. Was that
Yeah,
what
he
it's
could
called?
have Unflinching then, in
Yeah,
Resolve.
true.
But it's not that much. Ooh, now being
Okay,
looked at.
PSG actually really aggressive. Junji, a really nice job there, channeling that steadfast presence. Gonna make sure Kyrus is grounded up as well as
Ooh,
CC. Maple. Oh, okay. I think he did have to do that.
I think that was smart. Honestly, it's very tough to make that decision instantly in the moment.
Yeah.
To realize, like, you know, I'm trying to take the Hextech gate and suddenly I have to flash. I think that was honestly very well played by Maple. Even though it was based off a mistake, very nice reaction.
Yeah. Damage control.
Yeah. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
He gets the stun out of
Yeah, I
1116.
don't think PSG want this.
No. I think probably give this one over. I'm
Although-
surprised. They want to fight.
They are going in. Solar Flare will go wide. It is flashed away from by 1116. And now the engage comes in. Junjia will lose out on that smite fight. What damage can be found? Wako getting zoned out from the Tibbers. But now all attention towards Lakai, who is so low but will not go down. Aze, one reset comes in from Kongyue. He flashes forward, finds 3 members. Petty gets a second kill. The W will land in Kongyue with the reset. With another reset, it's looking like Wako next to go down. 3 kills for Beyond. And they've got a huge lead now.
Oh, maybe more. They're not done. They've got a flank. I think they can get both of these.
Yeah, looks like they're looking for it. Maple trying to do what he... Oh, that minion wave has disappeared. It is looking like a clean ace. 20 minutes in. Not the fight you want as PSG.
No, PSG, I don't understand why they went for that fight. I think you just want to play for 2 items, right? Tristana hits a big spike on 2. LeBlanc as well. When you get towards that Night Harvester, I really don't understand. This was confusing for me, especially after the engages whiffed. Why not just leave? Now, something really interesting here. The Nautilus hook cancels the Poppy ult, and he gets back in. And yeah, I feel like PSG, they honestly executed fairly well after the initial engage, but they don't do enough damage. That's really it. It feels like they kind of stat checked. And I think this was a very uncharacteristic mistake from PSG because they don't often feel the need to do this. They really play exactly into what Kai'Sa and Viego want. And credit to Kongyue, I mean, he's making the Viego look pretty good this game.
Now it's about closing it out. I think one thing Beyond have struggled with, yesterday even, were really far ahead, made a few crucial mistakes, and did unfortunately fall. So now they really have, they've cemented themselves very far ahead here. 4K gold, it's going to be 116 engaged on. This is the kind of mistake you don't want. He will be going down now. Lakai teleporting in, is it a mistake? No, Betty's coming in. The ult goes wide for Junjia, and now it's Aze. A new challenger arrives. Betty is the focus, but there is no damage to get him down. And it is going to be Junjia going down alongside his good friend Woody. Kongyue on the chase, will have a reset available. Opts not to continue, but again, another mistake here. 1116 looked like a pick, but Lakai and Betty coming up in time, turning it around, and it looks like Baron will be theirs.
Yeah, I honestly think with this Baron going over, I'm not sure how PSG can get back into this. I think they might just be too far behind at this point. Betty too scaled and is not losing to the shopkeeper this time around. He's got himself a great build.
Yeah, wow. Now, this game is so impossible for PSG, it feels like now, as Maple, Keres really is landing a lot of those Nord hooks. Even that one, for a second there, I thought.
Void Staff completed on 1116, Cleaver on the Viego, and Rageblade on the Kai'Sa. They've got all the spikes they need. Now, it is a Nashers, or not a Nashers, Navori that is completed by Wako. LeBlanc should be pretty close to her Night Harvester as well. So there are going to be spikes here for PSG, but I wonder, you've got even bigger spikes coming in from the side of Beyond. And I think Viego is actually at the point where he can be useful now. Like, he is tanky enough. He's got also tanky targets that he can steal. And there's a lot of damage from everyone else to make sure he can get those resets.
Yeah.
And Kongyue just has a permanent Black Cleaver icon on him.
Oh, he does.
It's very important.
That guy's no longer Viego. He is the Black Cleaver. Wow, I've never seen that before.
No,
that's pretty funny. But, okay. Now, how, as PSG, do you even find an angle back? It feels a bit doomed.
Yeah.
You don't really see one. You're going to have to rely on... I think if you can wave clear, you have the Shiv, Tristana as well. As she levels up, gets a lot more range, which allows her to wave clear. I think that really is your strength. There isn't the best engage on Beyond is one thing that is a bonus. I think every time Annie flashes down, you're struggling for engages. It's more or less just Keres who will be hooking onto one of the tankier members. And if you're able to start surviving through the early burst, then maybe there is a chance to sort of get back into this game, get some items. I mean, all things considered, there's 8 deaths between the teams, but it is still staying, 6k gold. At MSI, I saw PSG came back from a 9k gold deficit, so...
Off the back of Wako.
That's right, yeah. So it is definitely within their ability to somehow pull these games back. I just think looking unlikely.
Yeah, things are looking grim here for sure. LeBlanc build, obviously, a lot better from ahead than it is from behind. Very difficult, I think, to dash forward, knowing that you can just get bursted by Kai'Sa, right? And you don't want to be scared as the enemy AD as LeBlanc.
Oh, I think what's happened is all the graphics are bugged. The timer isn't moving.
Oh, yeah.
None of the timer's moving. So now it's up to our estimations on the spawn timers, but Aze trying to deal with the 4 members here of Beyond. It will just be this tower going down. Recall's coming in, and Maple's getting himself some much-needed farm up on that top side.
Yeah.
Oh, Junjia, you do not want this. You are absolutely in the wrong neighborhood. Solar Flare comes out. Junjia trying his best to get away as Lakai is under this tower. This could be a way back in. It's going to be Kongyue getting so low again. But he does survive. Betty's going into the middle of 4. Low health bars, but importantly, nobody goes down. That is really important. To be able to not die there means so much. Gives them just that little bit more of a chance.
Yeah, it was so close to just being an absolute wipe there. Looks like the graphics are back in business.
Yeah, so
Love to see it.
2 minutes until Baron, which you have to feel like on spawn, Beyond will look at. So much damage can come through, especially from this Kai'Sa.
Yeah, and what is Kai'Sa building? Is this a Rabadon's or a Shadow Flame? Because it feels like it should probably be a Void.
I think maybe it'll be Rabadon's. You do have a bit of pen coming from Guinsu's.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Ooh,
here we go.
Wako.
Lakai flashing forward. Wako does manage to get out though. Is Killer Instinct going to be used? At least not for now. It's going to be Woody going down first. Killer Instinct now is going to be off of Junjia as now PSG running for their lives. Hexgate used from Maple and Wako. He has no flash. He does have a jump, but it's not enough. Wow, Beyond are absolutely taking it here to PSG, sorry. Junji is still almost dies to that Ludens, will die to the Tibbers. Next up is Aze, he'll flash away, it's not going to be enough. Reset after reset, and it's all down to Maple with the static shiv.
Does have himself the wave clear, and there is no Baron obviously on the side of BYG, but it's still going to be a lot of towers falling, and I think an inhib, maybe 2 going down here.
Ooh, so much damage just from that Kai'Sa Q, and Hook lands. Oh my god, Kyrus and Betty are unstoppable.
Now that is a bot lane. They take the inhib. I think they'll work on this mid one as well. 14-1 is the score here.
Yeah, making PSG look like a bottom 4 team are Beyond, and really surprising to see, but massive for the league to know that this top end of the bracket is this competitive, because Beyond, they look unfellable.
Yeah, I mean, this is insane performance from BYG, just dominating our undefeated team here in the PCS, and their gauge is really good. Obviously, there's just not a lot PSG can do from this point. They don't have a lot of damage left, and RJ TP's in. It kind of feels like
run.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess he felt like he could impact the fight, but honestly, BYG are just too far ahead. And that W almost killed Jajia just then. Would have been very nice if Betty had got that, but 9... Did he just get another kill? Yeah, he did. He killed Woody, 9-0-3.
Yeah, Baron spawning now.
Got a Rabadons and an Elixir. Still has a tier 1 boost though. Who
Yes,
needs them?
That's right. This man's going fast enough. Okay. Now, I mean, with the one thing about this, I guess, objectives, maybe Junjia can look for a steal, which will definitely stall out the game. Although Baron just isn't even started yet. They're instead opting to try and look for a form of engage, look for a fight. Lakai up in the front lines against Aze. That shouldn't result in too much. Wako trying to do damage, but it's actually going to be Lakai going in. Woody's following up. He's going to get one shot. 2 people hit back. This could be PSG's opportunity. They need to find Betty. Betty's untouched. Betty is killing everyone as Maple now left on his own. Depth charge, triple kill here for Betty. And with this, you have to think Beyond can just push and end.
They have to, right? This is not enough wave clear alive. No shivs even alive to do anything to clear this out. And I think in only 29 minutes here, the side of Beyond are going to take down PSG. And I don't think I've ever seen PSG lose like this.
Yeah.
This was insanely one-sided, an absolute shellacking. And I will tell you one thing, at 14-0-3, I don't think Betty's getting to play Kai'Sa ever again.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's played Kai'Sa pretty much every game, and going up against PSG and having a performance like that is unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal. 14-0-1.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game in terms of the score. You know, like, there was a kill, there was some, I think, 3 towers and a drag. But I honestly think, for all intensive purposes, that pretty much was a perfect game from Beyond. They won 3 lanes. They won every skirmish. Sure, there was a couple picks here and there, and sure, they lost a couple turrets from being traded. But I'm not sure what more BYG could have done better. I really think that was one of the best games I've ever seen in the PCS. up against PSG, no less.
Yeah, I think that was extremely clean. And as you said, it's against PSG, so it's not like you're just rolling over one of the lower-end teams. You're up against the team that had yet to be defeated, and now you've just made them look like absolute amateurs. They honestly, at no stage did PSG look like they had a chance. For 2 minutes in, Betty found the first blood onto Wako. Wako deciding not to use summoners. I don't know. I guess it was uncharacteristic in many ways for PSG, but I think this just really shows us that the top side of this bracket is just anyone's game for who is actually the best. You don't really know.
Yeah, this is the best possible outcome of 4 teams tied. And I think we've got to talk a little bit about some of the picks in that game. Viego, what are we thinking? I mean, obviously it's a much better champ when it's ahead, when it's snowballing. They did throw with Viego yesterday, but it was off Kongyue's misplay. You know, like it wasn't exactly the champion's fault, more of him. What do you think?
Viego sucks.
Look, it does, but I think it has potential.
I think in that game it's probably one of the better. To be fair, I think if you have a Maokai or a Sejuani,
Yeah, same thing
I don't think
probably happens.
Viego mattered much. I think that was really a carry.